When graphing a cotangent function, it's usually appropriate to graph one period. This means that you first need to find the period of the function and then find its vertical asymptotes. Once you have the two consecutive vertical asymptotes, you need to find where it crosses the x-axis between them, typically right in the middle. Then draw the curve that represents cotangent. So we're going to graph each cotangent function and we're going to do one period each. So for the first one, we have y equals 2 cotangent x. Now this has the basic form of y equals a cotangent of kx. In this case, k is the number next to x, and since there's no number explicitly shown, we know that k is just 1. So now with the knowledge of what k is, we can find the period. And the period is just pi over k. Since k is 1, our period is just pi. And so there's our period, nice and easy. Now we still have to find the vertical asymptotes. Now we can find that fairly easy just from the interval. Now the interval is typically from 0 to pi over k. Since k is 1, the interval is going to be 0 to pi. This also corresponds to the vertical asymptotes. So 0 happens to be a vertical asymptote, and so does pi. So now we can graph it. So 0 is going to be the first asymptote, so running along here. And then pi, I'm going to say, is right here. So this is another asymptote here. And then because there's no vertical shift, it's going to cross the x-axis right in the middle between the two. So right here. And now that I have everything I need, I can just draw my cotangent curve, which is going to be from top going through all the way, oh, lost it, all the way through, like so. And that's the graph of this function. Now we have this cotangent function, cotangent of 2x minus pi over 2. Now we need to put it in the correct form. And the correct form is y equals a cotangent of k times a quantity x minus b, which this is not in that form. So I got to get x by itself, so I'm going to factor a 2 out of both of these. And when I do that, I'm going to get y equals cotangent of 2 times x minus pi over 4. And again, I get pi over 4 by just factoring a 2 out of pi over 2. So it's divided out. So now it's in the correct form. I could pick out my k value, and k in this case is 2. So that means my period is going to be pi over k, which is just going to be pi over 2. Now, again, there is a phase shift, the pi over 4, but I'm going to ignore it for now, just for the moment. I'm going to find my interval, assuming it doesn't the phase shift doesn't exist for now. So the interval is from 0 to pi over k, which is going to give me 0 to pi over 2. Now that's assuming the phase shift doesn't exist, but we both know it exists. So let's go back to it. The phase shift here is pi over 4 because it's a minus, so I just need b. So b equals pi over 4, which means this is being shifted to the right. And because it's being shifted to the right, I'm going to add pi over 4 to both of these on my interval. So when I do that, I'm going to end up getting pi over 4 and 3 pi over 4. And again, this corresponds to my vertical asymptotes, this and this. So now I have my asymptotes, so at pi over 4 and 3 pi over 4, so I'm going to say pi over 4 is here, and I'll say 3 pi over 4 is here. So there are my asymptotes. And again, this has no vertical shift, so that means my x-intercept for between these two is going to be right in the middle. And now that I have my asymptotes put in, I know where it's going to cross. I just draw my curve. So again, starting from the top, going down through it, and then going down like so. So here is my graph of this cotangent curve.